Good afternoon. Coming to you from, well, it's 8th South and 8th West. It's Welfare Square here in Salt Lake City. And a few years ago, I found myself down in this area trying to survive. I wasn't totally homeless. I was in a car and kind of out and about, but didn't have anywhere to go. And wanted to come down here today to talk about a point that I think I needed to talk about. I talked with a friend yesterday about how many of us in the age group of 40 to 60 or even more that are having trouble finding employment, and how the whole idea of not being able to provide for your family has become something that's so dark and people get so depressed about. I will admit that a few years ago, I took a job that turned out not to be a job, and I never got paid, and therefore it sent me into this spiral that led me to this area of Salt Lake City and being basically homeless and trying to find jobs, trying to work jobs. Luckily things worked out, but there are a lot of people out there that are in that specific situation right now, and the political climate right now is not supporting that age group between 40 and 60 that are struggling to find employment. And these workers are very highly skilled workers, very well educated workers, very well experienced workers that are being forced to, yes, find a job anywhere, doing anything, but our workforce no longer has a place for them. And I hope over the next few months and years to bring a little more light to business owners and business people, to help them understand that those of us that are older workers, that are experienced and educated and are still healthy, can do very much as the younger workforce and give those people a try. I know there's a lot of men out there. I know there's a lot of women as well, but a lot of men will identify with what I'm trying to say because they've messaged me and they feel inadequate. They feel like they can't find anything, and it throws them into a depression, throws them into abuse situations where they're abusing alcohol. Yes, it's their choice, but one of the things I think we need to collectively do together is begin to find advocates and begin to find politicians that will really actually serve our purpose in rebuilding the middle class. We are the middle class that are basically living in cars, living in parks, in our cars, having families, very difficult to run 2 different households, things like that. It's a dilemma that I was talking with a friend yesterday, and I think it's worth mentioning today, doing the pull-ups today for those men and women out there that are struggling to find employment, and they find themselves in very dark and depressed areas. What's the answer? The answer isn't pull-ups, but the awareness is pull-ups, and maybe working a little bit harder, telling the people that you know that you're looking for a job. Not to be so proud that you can't reach out or you won't reach out, and tell people that you're looking for a job, that you need a job. You'll take anything. I know everybody out there will take a job, no matter what it is, for a time until they can find a better job. What I'm saying is there's not a lot of good jobs out there, and we need to advocate for those. We need to get more businesses to help us out and hire the older worker, because it's a dilemma and it forces us into these spirals. Anyway, I'm gonna do pull-ups on this tree. I don't really have a good grip, but just goes to show you, we don't have a good grip on life. A lot of times we're forced to do things that we don't want to do, and I'm all for you guys out there. This is to lift someone up, to pull someone out of darkness and depression, and I hope you'll reach out to someone. If you're someone in that dark place, that today's little theme of not having the jobs or not being able to find a job I can't tell you to work harder. What I can tell you to do is work smarter and reach out to people and ask them for jobs. Ask them, are they hiring? Because I know for me, in the last 3 years, other than my other businesses, me working a regular job, the only time I've been given a job. Someone that knows me will say, hey, I'd love to bring you on. And it kind of goes to that old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. So think about those people. Those of you who are in crisis, in a job crisis, think of those people that might be able to hire you, even on a part-time basis. Yeah, you might have to go back and do things that you don't really want to do, but then again, we older workers, I think we're pretty adaptable right now, and so we need to find some ways to advocate for that. But today's 13 pull-ups for those of you that are out there that are dark and depressed. On my social media site, there was an article posted by there we go, that talked about suicides of a military person that had a difficult time with the VA. I publish, or I put on my social site, every post, I post those emergency numbers and people that you can get a hold of, or apps and things like that. Pass those things on. All right, here we go. We're gonna try it. It's a little odd today. My hands are slipping. This is a big branch. I think that was 14. But I want to show you this. I want to show you this branch. Get how big that thing is. Try and get your hand around that thing. Anyway, love y'all. Help people out. Let's keep this thing going.